Hi, I'm Amy Lee Miller. Let's talk about communication. I'm wondering if there's ever a case where no communication can be a good thing. I don't really think so, unless, of course, we're feeling super angry. Better to hold off until our emotions come down a little bit, or maybe, of course, if a person's no longer bringing value, to our lives. But here's the thing. I believe one thing we all have in common is the desire to be understood. And if we are holding back a little bit of who we are, how we feel, what we really want to say, what it is we really want, there's no way for us to be understood. And not that we all have to agree with each other all the time, and we certainly won't, but being able to be heard, understood, and accepted feels really, really good. That's true connection. And if you don't have that, then you're not able to move past that surface level, which actually can feel super empty. So, what's the point? So why is communication so challenging, and why are we so often misunderstood? Well, I think it's challenging because it comes back to fear, which many things often do. And when we're not being transparent, I think when we're not telling the truth, it's because we're afraid that the truth is not going to get us the results that we are looking for. And then also, communication can be really challenging. It can be hard to understand each other because we're all coming to the situation with our own perspective, and we've all have our own different experiences that shape our interpretation and the meaning that we assign to certain things. So we're all seeing things differently. So these things, fear and just coming to the situation from our own lens, which is going to be different from everybody else's, can make communication very challenging. So what are some things that we can do in order to communicate more effectively? Well, one is to control the controllables. You've probably gotten this advice before in another area of your life, or maybe you've given this advice. I often find the same piece of advice can be applied to so many different areas in life. So in your business, in your sales career, if you happen to be in sales, whatever the situation, focus only on what you can control. Control the controllables. So what do you have control over? You have control over yourself. And that's actually a lot. How you choose to show up, how you choose to respond. So now, why is it important to communicate effectively? If you want to get what you want, and if you want to make an impact, you want to be able to communicate effectively. And sometimes that means having those tougher conversations. And I think that the most impactful people in their career, and likely those impactful leaders that you admire, are able to have those challenging conversations, because otherwise, what are you really getting done? Now, that certainly there's a way to have those tougher conversations, but you have to be able to do it. And even if you're not a leader leading a team, you are leading your own life. And I see this a lot where people will avoid the tough conversations. There's something that's been bothering them maybe for years and years and years within a significant relationship in their life, be it friend, family, or significant other. And rather than confront the issue, saying, hey, this is bothering me, we need to talk about this, addressing the issue, that's the only way to work through it. But I see a lot of people just, skate, whatever you want to say, over the issue. But then that breeds disconnection. Those tough conversations, they're called tough for a reason. Of course, it's challenging because of fear. The relationship could fall away. We're not going to get basically just that we're not going to get the desired outcome. But the other alternative is to just, stay uncomfortable in that particular area of your life, and maybe it's business, maybe it's personal, and never get what it is you actually want. So I wish I had an easier tip as far as how to be a more effective communicator and have those challenging conversations, but really is to just do it. And you could start with maybe the area in your life that's easier. Maybe it's professional. Maybe there's like a coworker that you're having a challenge with, or your boss, or maybe the easier area for you would be in personal life. Maybe there's a friend that keeps doing this thing for years and years and it's bothering you. Well, the longer you don't say anything, you cause a rift between the two of you because you're not connecting, you're not speaking up about how it is you feel, so then you can't really have that connection. So try it, just do it. It does get easier when you do it once. It's just, practice, then you do it again. And if you can't be honest with someone, how much are you really getting out of that relationship? If you can't be honest about how you feel and what you think, even if you agree to disagree, is it really worth it for you to keep that person around? Unless you're fine going along with all of these surface level connections. But again, that can lead us to feel out of alignment and quite empty. And also, if you have the tough conversation and that relationship or that opportunity, business or personal, falls away, you have then created space for who and what is meant for you to come into your life. And you will also be elevating your self-confidence because you're being true to yourself. So when we're not being true to ourselves, when we're saying we know this thing is bothering us that this person keeps doing or not doing, for example, and we don't speak up about it, then we're denying our emotions, basically saying it's not okay for you to feel this way. But when you do say, hey, this is not okay, maybe establish a boundary, maybe say, I'd like to talk about this, how I'm feeling about this. Even if you don't get the desired outcome, the person doesn't respond favorably the way that you would like, you still honored yourself. So that's going to help elevate your self-esteem, which will in turn help you to more easily attract the people and opportunities that are meant for you. I'm super passionate about this topic, so you'll likely hear me talking about it more. I hope that helped. And until next time, if you like the video, remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.